Here back for another update. Let's take a look at Ethereum over here. This is a simple WXY correction. We had a 3-wave move down in your A wave, 3-wave move up in your B wave, another 3 down within your Y wave. Okay, so this was your A wave down here from August 24th to September 1st, and then all we did was come up in a 3-wave move. We did that right to the 702 and then came down in a 5-wave move here. Now it doesn't look like our 5th wave, our subwave 5 of C of our wave Y is in yet. Wave Y is the last leg of our correction, remember that. Taking a look here at the hourly, you can see that we're still in this small time frame range. Bulls have tried to break out above 4,220, however they're failing to do so. So what I'm thinking we do over here is we come down to around the 78 to 88.6% fib, right around 4,113 and 4,099. In the case that we lose that level, then it's likely we'll come down to these two regions just to finish up the last bit of this correction. So a lot of people are longing this, thinking that, oh, okay, yeah, this is the breakout. That's the bottom. We had our flush. We had our mass scare event. It's safe to long the market because we're going to get the rebound. But what really happens is you just have one more stab at the lows before having that, before forming a bottoming structure and then lifting off back to the upper quadrant of this range, which would be the 23.6% fib at 45.61. Okay, now this fib over here was found by taking a fib right from the rally on August 2nd up to the peak here on August 24th. So there's two scenarios here, right? Either that level holds and then we pop up like this and we just form a bottoming structure right now with that small time frame range, or let me just delete these drawings so I can show you guys a little bit more clear, or we do this here on the 4-hour. We just come a little bit lower to sweep the August 19th low toward these fibs over here, these two yellow zones below the price. So 3,955 and 4,051. So basically look for a stop loss hunt. You want to look for a stop loss hunt below 4,087. Look to get long below that level, not financial advice, for the anticipation of a rebound. Now, don't catch a falling knife. You always want to wait for price to stop dropping, form a bottoming tail on the high time frame. And you can see over here already on the 12-hour, so on the 4-hour time frame, we are printing a little bit of hidden bullish divergence. We have wicked into the oversold territory, but on the 12-hour, look over here. We're forming hidden bullish divergence here from the August 2nd low, but I want to see this 12-hour RSI to do that, just to see a little bit more of an extreme move here on the 12-hour RSI, and then it would pop up from there. And then once it bottoms out here, you may see ranging like this, and then you may start to see bullish divergence like on the smaller time frame, like on the hourly and lower. So the structure does look very healthy. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, we've topped. We've topped and this is the top for the market, but I don't think so. Actually, the price action looks very healthy. You can see that we're holding this trendline support that we've been using since April. So you can see that every time we've come down to it, we've rallied, right? However, we haven't come down to it yet for the third time. So that flush is what I'm looking for. But just know it's going to be a very big bear trap. That's what I think. And you can see also, anytime we went below the major daily moving averages, so like the 50, the 9, and the 21 day, right here, and then rallied back towards it and then consolidated, it's likely that was the bottom, right? That's your, when you rally back towards the moving averages, then you can have confirmation that that's the bottom, and we see that right over here. Take a look. We've gone below these major moving averages, right? So if we do something like this and then rally back towards it, consolidate, then you know you're likely going to take out this high at 4,961. So I'm looking for a bottom. I'm not saying the bottom is in. I'm just saying I'm looking for it. Now take a look here at the daily time frame, or you can even take a look here at the 3-day. And this is a triple top here. This was a very significant top. A lot of trapped holders every single time we've come up here. I know a lot of whales who have been trapped over here as well. So when you break above that significant high, it would make sense in order for Ethereum to go to those high prices like 10,000 and above. It would make sense to retest it as support. So let's just remove these drawings here. Right, so coming down like this, you want to look for that suicide wick. That's what I like to call it. You're going to see it on the daily, and you're going to see it on the 3-day. And when the sentiment gets really bad again, that's likely the bottom, right? Right now, yes, we've seen the biggest flush in crypto for this year, biggest liquidation event, which was the last 2 days. However, I think there's going to be people trying to long that, and the algo is much smarter. So you may see that last flush, right? And then it pops off from there. And then that would be your expanded flat from an Elliott wave perspective. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't have to do that. I'm not saying it has to do that. We could definitely pop up now. In order to invalidate that downside, like I said, what I would want to see here on the small time frame is just to move back above 4,220 and a rally back towards the 50 and 21-day moving average. Okay, so Ethereum looks pretty good. We can take a look here at this this layout that I made here on ETH. So all we're doing is printing a ending expanding diagonal. Okay, so this played out perfectly. And I'll show you what I mean by suicide wave. Take a look here at the daily. See this wick here? This wick? You get those nasty wicks, and you may even retest those levels before continuing higher. Now, it's always important to take a look at every asset on the high time frame, because a lot of people panic when they're in the thick of the price action. Like, for example, let's say you are over here on the 30-minute time frame. Let's go all the way back. Let's say you were right here and all you saw was this. Damn, my chart is not working, but what I'm trying to say is always make sure to take a look at the high time frame, because when you're on the small time frame, a lot of you can get very emotional depending on what type of trader you are, whether you're a hodler, investor. In fact, all types of traders get that. So you want to develop a high time frame bias before delving into the small time frame. So you can see over here that on Ethereum, we have been making higher lows and higher highs. It's just a accumulation cylinder. With an accumulation cylinder, it's basically ascending accumulation before you go in for the real parabolic move, which would be the end of alt season. Okay, so we need that straight line up, and you're going to see a volume pick up exponentially, right? Right now, this is all low volume moves here because it's just slowly funneling up. But once you get into that fifth wave of your wave C, then that's when you know you should be selling into that. And you may even consolidate here like this, allowing for altcoins to run a little bit allowing altcoins to run more towards their top. Okay, so that's what I see on ETH here. Everything looks pretty bullish. Don't forget, we had the largest liquidation event in crypto for this year. It's either we break out above 4,220 and we can consider the bottom being in, or we have a stop loss hunt below 4,087 towards 3,955 and 3,868 to finish up the last bit of this correction before we rebound north of 4,936. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Click the link in the description below to join the free Telegram. Peace out and take it easy. See you guys in the next one.